All right, if you're having trouble engaging your lats, I'm going to introduce you to this exercise. Most of you know it. It's called the straight arm pull down. But we're going to do it with one arm at a time, and I promise you, you're really going to feel this engagement. So I like doing this from a free motion machine, but you can do it on a crossover. Hell, you can even do this with bands. So to engage your lat, your arm has to be out in front because your lat is attaching up here. So you don't need to bend over or anything, but you can see my lat here. I'm just going to press down, and this is the natural motion of that lat. This is called shoulder adduction. Boom. So this will strengthen your scapular adduction. It will strengthen your lats, it'll strengthen your teres major, and you'll really feel that connection, and this will really help with hypertrophy. So let me put a little bit more weight on this, because that one was too light. So I'm going to grab it, I'm already flexing, and I squeeze it. I get just a little bit past, I squeeze, squeeze. One more. Squeeze. Now if I wanted to get more range of motion, I can also come down here, push my butt out, and drive it down. Have control of it on the way up, down.
It is really important to squeeze. Get full range of motion. You want to have your thumb rotated toward your hip, and you want to drive past your hips. That way you're getting all the actions of the latissimus dorsi.
If you don't feel that, then I don't know what's wrong. But most people don't have good control of their lats or don't understand what it should feel like. So now I can really pull that lat out, and you can see that meat there. I'm going to show you another exercise with this, doing the same type of thing. The first version I showed you will work really well with your lower lats, but this will work well with your upper back and the upper part of your lat as well. And I learned this from Mountain Dog, God rest his soul. So you want to have your hands at an angle like this, and sometimes I'll have my thumbs bound together and I drive it down, up, drive it down, and I have control over it the entire time. I can make it a little harder, more range of motion. And I'm really pulling my scapula together, and that, oh yeah, I feel that burn. And keep your hands at this angle. Now I see a lot of people do a straight arm pull down and they're just here. But one of the motions of your latissimus dorsi is to have the hand go from here to here. That's why you need to get a full range of motion.
Time for a quick anatomy lesson. I really like this illustration because it really exaggerates the musculature. So what we're interested in is the green part, which is the latissimus dorsi. Here you can see where the latissimus dorsi attaches to the skeleton. So on your arm, it attaches to the back part of your arm called the inferior side of your humerus, and it can attach to various points along the back of your spine. You've heard of bodybuilders who have very high insertions and bodybuilders who have very low insertions of the latissimus dorsi. Well, that's because this muscle can really have various attachment points depending upon your genetics. Another interesting fact is, by surface area, it's one of the largest muscles in your body. Without any body fat, here's what the attachment points look like. This is called the Christmas tree, and I tell you what, that is downright freaky. And taken to the other extreme, this is how incredibly large the lats can grow given the right stimulation and the right genetics. Here's what the overlaying musculature looks like. we see where the lat attaches to the arm, and when we put the teres major back over the top of it, we see the traps, the lats, the part of the rhomboids, teres major, teres minor, and from the front we can see where the pec attaches to the arm, and the teres major comes around the arm, attaches to the front, and the latissimus dorsi is attached in the back.
All right, I hope you've enjoyed the content with this, so make sure that you hit that like and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And you can follow me on Instagram at Masters Muscle.
Let's take a look at the 5 actions of the latissimus dorsi. The first one is called scapular adduction. Basically, that means pulling your shoulder blades together. So when you're doing a seated cable row and you're pulling your shoulder blades together, you can see how the latissimus dorsi is pulling that shoulder blade back, and you see how it's connected to your what's called the inferior side of the humerus. The second action is called shoulder depression. So when you push your clavicle down, your collarbone, that is your latissimus dorsi that is pulling it down. So if you're doing a shoulder shrug, when you come down, it is the shoulder and the weight of the dumbbell that is pulling it down. The next action that we're going to look at is called medial rotation. So when your hands are by your side with your palms facing out, when you rotate your thumb in toward your thigh, that is called medial rotation. And believe it or not, that is the latissimus dorsi doing that. So if you put your hand on your side, you can actually feel that happening. The next action is the one we all know and love, and that's called shoulder adduction. So remember that adduction means moving toward the center of the body, and abduction means moving away from the center of the body. So when you're doing a lat pull down, you're drawing the arm down toward the center of the body. And so anytime you're doing a pull down motion, that is really activating that latissimus dorsi. The final action is called shoulder extension. When your hands are down by your side, your palms facing forward, when you push your hand back, that's the latissimus dorsi, and there's some participation from the tricep with this motion.
All right, so after doing that exercise, I can really tell I have a pump in my lats, and let's flare them out and take a look. Boom. Oh yeah, that feels good. So it's really important. I see a lot of guys do, their pose, put their bicep, but to really make it look good, you need to be able to push your lat out. And using this exercise, it can really help you feel that lat and pull it out.